Even though I live and work in New York City, I can count a grand total of 2 times this summer when it was so crowded I struggled to get onto and feel comfortable on the train. On both occasions, it was because of transit agencies who refused to add extra service for major events. And today, we're using those two occasions as cautionary tales, showing the importance of adding extra rail service for major events. The first event was Pride Sunday on the last weekend of June. I was going to Pride with some friends from my church. When I left Pride because my gut was telling me that we were going to get thunderstorms soon enough, I got onto an overcrowded F train at the 14th Street and 6th Avenue station. It was a tough go trying to get on, but if I didn't get on, it would have been a wait of 10 to 15 minutes from what I recall, about as long of a wait as I would face on a normal Sunday afternoon. And if I waited those 10 to 15 minutes, I might have gotten caught up in a storm, thus defeating the purpose of leaving the Pride March early. And as someone who uses the F train to get to and from my church most Sundays, I can say with authority that F train service was not at all out of the ordinary from its typical Sunday service levels, despite being near the parade route for a parade that reportedly had about 2 million people. The situation with my overcrowded train on Pride Sunday can solely be blamed on the New York City MTA refusing to add extra train service on Pride Sunday. Come on, MTA, take some pride in your service on the last weekend of June. The second event was a couple of weeks later, when I was heading from an Orioles game to Baltimore Penn Station, so that I could catch the last Amtrak train of the day back to where I was staying in Washington, D.C. during part of my vacation. In order to catch said train, I had to leave the Orioles ballpark in the 8th inning. In spite of my planning, it was next to impossible to get on the train. And with there not being a train for 15 or so minutes, I desperately needed to get on this train so that I could comfortably make it to the Amtrak station in time for my trip back to DC. I thankfully got on the train. Barely. If I didn't, I would have had to pray that an Uber would be available for me. You know it's bad when a pro mass transit person like me was just about ready to resort to Uber. I share these two stories because they show what happens when a transit agency does not add extra service for special events with large crowds, such as major parades and baseball games. When a transit agency does not add extra service for these special events, you end up with overcrowded trains, with all the safety issues that come with the overcrowded trains. You end up with some people who need to get on a train in a time-sensitive manner, struggling to get on said train. And you end up with trains getting slowed down because it takes a long time for people to get on and off trains that are overly crowded. But most of all, you end up with more people driving to and from games, which is not good for traffic, not good for the environment, and not good for traffic safety, especially if someone drank a bit too soon before leaving the sports event or the parade. The solution to the problems outlined in the two stories is this: have added service for special events that is tailored to the anticipated transit needs of the crowds attending said event. It is possible to do this, and it has been done before in many places. For example, for all that I was critical of the New York City MTA for not adding extra Pride Sunday service, I have known them to add extra service on the 7 train, which is near the New York Mets baseball stadium after Mets baseball games. Side tangent, as a Mets fan, there are few transit rides more fun than being on the 7 train with a bunch of Mets fans after a Mets victory. The people who could take the 7 train after a Mets game, but would rather drive instead, are missing out on a lot of fun. And it's not just New York City who does this. I've read that the Southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority has extra service for Philadelphia Phillies and Philadelphia Eagles games. Cities with smaller systems, such as Minneapolis and Pittsburgh, have implemented plans for added service during times when they expect large crowds, such as for baseball opening day and baseball playoff games. So it can be done, and it has been done. And it needs to be done more frequently, because it is important to provide a safe, fast, reliable, and environmentally friendly way to move tens of thousands of people to or from major events in a short period of time. Bus rapid transit, light rail, heavy rail, and commuter rail can all be tools in moving such large volumes of people if transit agencies provide the tools for this to be possible. If you have any thoughts on this topic, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Also, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a good day.